Hey everyone, Carrie Heaps here with Pageant Platform Magazine and Podcast. Hope you all are doing fabulous this evening. It's kind of the end of the day here, and I just wanted to do a really quick video, casual video, talking about participation trophies in the pageant industry. And I know this is a topic that for some it is really a touchy subject, and I get that. For others, it's really a bone of contention. But I really felt compelled to do a video about it and just to add in some talking points for parents and other people who participate in pageants to think about. This certainly isn't to ruffle anyone's feathers. It's not really to start a conversation. It's just some talking points that I felt compelled to share. Had a couple of people over the past few months, parents that have come to me looking for pageant systems where their children could participate and where everybody gets a crown, where there really isn't actually a winner per se, but everyone's getting a crown or what would be the consistency of a participation trophy for participating in the pageant. And my standard feedback on that is, if that's what you're looking for, don't put your child in a pageant. And my reasoning behind that is that pageants are a great way to teach our young women how to compete. And whether you agree with the premise of beauty pageants or not, the art of competition is something that every child needs to learn. If you think about this, we have, little boys. They can participate in so many different sports. Girls can too, of course, but, you have football, you have baseball, soccer, and so many different sports. And there's either a winning team and then there's the not winning team. Rarely do you ever see a football game end where, hey, everybody did a great job, everybody wins. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. And it's the same in pageantry. One of the things that I really am a strong promoter of in the pageant industry is that this teaches our young women how to compete. It's one of the few industries, or after school activities where we can put our children in pageants, teach them how to practice, which teaches them discipline, teaches them, a talent, whether that's musical, singing, dancing, learning another language, whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of different really great components with being involved in a pageant system. And the ultimate one is teaching them how to compete. And I want you to think about this. If you have a child and your child is maybe, 5, 6 years old, maybe 7 or 8, or maybe even a teenager, and everyone wants to protect their children, and I am all for that. We have to protect our children. However, we also can't shield them from things that life is going to throw at them. And competing is one of those things. When they get older, they have to know how to compete. The earlier you can teach your child that, the better. The better they're going to be able to handle it. Think about it this way. When you shield your child from falling down, and you're always there to catch them. You're always there to cushion the blow or catch them before they hit the pavement. And one day, years later, they fall and no one's there to catch them because you've passed on or you're in another state or they moved away from you and they fall down. Imagine the traumatic impact that has on them, not just physically, but emotionally, because you've always been there to catch them. And here it is, they've fallen. And it's so much worse because they've never had to deal with that. It's just like when your children fall now. If you have really young children like toddlers, when they fall, they look at you for your expression. What's mommy doing? What does daddy feel about this? And if you do the, are you okay? They immediately take on your emotions and that's why they usually start crying, why they carry on. But if you do something like perhaps if you laugh or if you say, oh, that didn't hurt that bad, did it? You're okay. And start shaking your head up and down, they brush it off. They look to you for guidance. So when you're shielding them like that, you're basically teaching them I'm always going to be here for you. And the reality is we're not. We have to teach our children how to compete. And that's a kind of a silly example, but competition, when children don't deal with that, when they get out into the, what we would say, the real world, they're going to compete for jobs. You can't go to the job interview with them and do the interview for them. They're going to have to go on their own. They're going to have to probably go on 10 or 15 job interviews before they get a second callback or before they get hired. So rejection's a part of life. And the sooner we get them to deal with that and help them cope with that, the better. And pageant systems are a great way to get them to deal with that, because there can only be one winner. If they go and they compete in all these pageants where you have participation trophies, everybody gets a crown, everybody gets a trophy, everybody gets a sash. What happens when they go and they compete one day, they make it to Miss USA or Miss America, where there is only one winner, and there's, 49 people or 48 people who walk away with nothing? That's going to be a devastating blow if they don't know how to deal with rejection. So it's just a great tool that you can use if used appropriately. And this could be compared to any sport, karate, if you have your child in any type of little league, football, whatever. Teaching them how to lose gracefully is going to help them immensely, not just in that sport or in that arena, but in life. I shudder to think some of the children who have been so sheltered that they can't get a job. And I used to be a recruiter prior to starting my own business. I've seen some of these kids come through and they've never had to deal with rejection. And they think, you should pick me. I'm the ultimate. You should pick me. And when that doesn't happen, they're devastated and they can't get over it. Well, they can, but it just takes a much longer time. So take a few minutes, kind of think about those things when you're asking, hey, is there a participation trophy, or does everybody walk away with a crown? Those can be more hurtful to your child in the long run if you really sit down and think about it. So again, just a few points that I always like to make whenever I get interviewed on this topic, whenever, I have people who ask me, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't have your child participate in something like a pageant if you're wanting everyone to win, because it's just not a possibility. They have to learn to deal with rejection, and it's all in how you wrap up that package, how you present that package, how you talk to them about it. And, that is something that we'll do another video on as well, but we're kind of running out of time here. But again, just food for thought. Think about it. If that's something that you're looking for, perhaps maybe pageantry would not be the best fit for your child. Perhaps maybe looking at a different type of hobby, maybe learning, music, or learning how to sing. Something where they're working on their own independently would be a better fit. That's all for now. And if you are looking to get some pageant training, not sure if it's a good fit for you or not, fill out our form below and we will get back with you and talk with you and see what's going on with your pageant experiences. And as always, I am wishing you continued success.